Not Sold Separately is brought to you by Brooke
and Erika, two inseparable 20-somethings who haven't run out of things to talk about since 2001.
From little girls playing dress up to successful little sales reps, these two are ready to dish on dating,
Or lack thereof.
positivity,
Well, we try.
travel diaries,
Not without horror stories.
hot topics,
With hot takes.
and crawling up the corporate ladder.
Whether it's briefcases and stilettos or sweats and sneaks, this duo is sure to entertain,
We are here to remind you to take risks
build confidence,
and have fun because
it's just not that serious.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and
Welcome
girls,
to
the Not Sold Separately podcast.
We're here.
We're happy to be here.
First episode.
You know what? I have always felt my whole life that I needed a microphone. Give me a mic. Like, I have so much to
For
say.
two people who actually can't shut the fuck up, I can't think of a better outlet of creativity for us.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly. So I guess the podcast is really going to be about a variety of topics. We plan to, again, talk about this 20-somethings in between time frame where,
Right.
We've maintained our friendship over literally a 23-year period, but
Yeah.
there's been some friends that we've lost along the way or that dynamics have changed because I think at this point our priorities start to change and everyone kind of is veering off in different directions. Nothing wrong with that. It's just natural, right?
Yeah, it's just part of life. Everyone
It is.
kind of moves on from where you first met them. And, not everyone is living in the same place anymore. Everyone's kind of spread out and,
And that's
Yeah.
a good thing, right? That means that people are growing. But something
Yeah.
that I'm really happy about for us is that we're growing, but we are growing in a similar direction.
Yeah.
Which has made it
That's something
really
that your
easy.
mom said to me, and that always stuck with me. Is like you hope you're gonna grow, and you just hope that you grow together and you don't grow apart. And that goes for every relationship, like whether it's a friendship or like a romantic relationship too.
Completely agree.
So
I think at our core, we're the same as we've always been, right?
yeah,
And so people will know us like from high school and our dynamic and how we talked or approached things. And I want to say we've evolved a lot since that point.
oh yeah,
In a way where we've started to like rub off on each other, right? So Brooke in
Okay,
high school
yes.
time frame, I would argue was
I was nicer.
you were
in high
overall
school, I think.
nicer.
I've grown a lot since high school, and my skin has gotten tougher.
Yes.
And I take a lot less shit. Whereas
Totally.
I feel like we've kind of
Leveled
done the
out.
balancing act there, where you used to be more aggressive.
I was a raging see you next Tuesday, honestly.
Like, honestly,
I still can be.
how many of my boyfriends were scared of you in high school? Like, actually
All of
scared.
them.
But now you've kind of calmed
Calmed down a
down. Almost like at one point, like,
Too much.
too much, and you were like
Yeah.
letting people walk all over you. And I was like, "Hi,
We need to
wake
knock
up.
this
We need to
off.
come back. We need to come. we need to come back from that."
Earth to Eric. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, "Knock, knock. Wake up and bring the bitch back, just a little. Like,
Yeah,
just a
it's
little.
good to have a little bitch. Honestly,
You need
it's
to
good
have a little
to have
bitch.
a little bitch in you. You need to.
You need to, because
Otherwise,
then
you're
you
never
get
gonna
walked
survive.
all over, and that
That's
so.
my biggest qualm with this younger generation.
Oh, don't
Don't
even
get
get
me
me
started on
started.
that tangent.
That can be a whole
Okay.
episode. Oh god. Let's not forget that one of our dance teachers, one of our beloved
Oh
dance
my God,
teachers,
shout out Kara
called you Bitchka. That was your nickname.
Let's keep in mind though that when I
For
met
Brechka,
her,
that's her last name for context.
yeah, my last name is Brechka. She coined the nickname Bitchka.
Bitchka.
She had nicknames for a lot of people, but Bitchka is what she called me. And honestly, as soon as she nicknamed you, that's kind of how you knew she liked you. So I was like really proud of it, despite the fact that it was kind of a bad name.
Anyway, I
This
just
way-
wanted to throw that little
Bitchka was a good one.
context in
how
there.
Can I forget about
I
that? But
know, Bitchka.
I guess like in tandem though with personalities and kind of how we operate and how we've changed over time, I do think that like we could talk a little bit about astrology here.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
We love astrology.
We love astrology.
I mean, we did a full deep dive on our, what was it called? Astrocartography.
I think it was human design.
Human
Design. Yeah, that's what we did. And that was cool.
And I think it was also interesting for us to look at and be like, oh, wait, this matches up and this is why we work well together.
And it was really interesting because things that pop up as your top strengths you have to realize can also be your greatest weaknesses and could be your biggest blind spot. So that's something that I feel like, again, as I'm getting older and getting to know myself better and how I operate with people, and I'm very like firm in what I believe and very stubborn.
More on being stubborn example. When you walked out of dance class at 3 years old and said, I'm done, I'm not coming back. And you said, nope, we're done here. You did come back the next year.
The trajectory of my life would have been completely different. And that's weird how, like, all of these, what at the time seemed like a really small decision, like, okay, I'm going to leave dance, and then I decided to come back to it the year later, and I was like...
What if you didn't come back?
What if I didn't come back? I could have been...
Not my friend.
Shooting hoops
not here right now.
in basketball at
I don't
4'11".
think you ever would have been shooting hoops. That was never in the cards for you. Ever.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so, yeah. No, I agree. It's like, that has been with me since a very early age.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, I think the reason why maybe I came back was because I just, like, I loved being in the spotlight, and that's where the Leo energy comes out.
Let's be real. I feel like
you do too.
We enjoy that.
In a certain way.
Like, I think we're not the type of people that, like, wouldn't like a party for us. Like, certain people, like, could not stand to be the center of attention. Like, some people, like, couldn't stand to have, like a birthday party about themselves, like a surprise party, or, like, a wedding. Like, no, I'm good.
I'm fine with that.
Let's plan the big party. Let's do it.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, playing into our personalities and who we are, and I think the astrology piece, too, like, we fit so well into our signs. So I should have said this from the get-go, but I'm a Leo, and Brooke is...
Taurus.
Yeah. Which actually, when, like, I look at my most compatible signs, Taurus is one of them. And I feel like the one, like, thing about Brooke that balances me is that she's, like, very grounded. Like, Tauruses are very Taurus?
I would not know the plural of Taurus, but
Taurus is can be very grounded, and
I would agree.
Like,
very
they
loyal.
love the finer things in life, and they like luxury, but they also loyalty, and also just like grounding. Because like my head will just go off into outer space.
You do. But that's why, that's like why we work so well together. Is I'm like, okay, let's like bring this back down to a level that we can digest. And if we're both
elevated, then we
forget it.
Actually, the Earth's axis is tilted in the wrong direction, so throwing that out there.
That's for sure. We always say, like, we can't spiral at the same time. Like,
we can't. I just saw this video.
Luckily, we have, I saw that you sent that to me. I actually did watch it this time.
Great, because I sent her 37 TikToks, and they all remain unseen.
And that's where she calls me Patrick Star, because then she, like, says
you live under a rock and don't know what's going on.
I do sometimes. I surprise you.
That'll be a segment that I gotta bring onto the TikTok.
Yes.
Brooke being Patrick Star.
I mean, I've always been that way. I'm a bit of an airhead. So
as intelligent as you are from a book smart perspective, you really are on planet Mars.
I know. Sometimes I do have a second residence in Mars.
I can't like that. I think though, despite the fact that we have, kind of leveled out over the years, like, nothing irritates us more or sends us more into orbit.
This could go in so many different directions.
I know, but I'm gonna just say, like, stupid people, period.
Oh, God. I mean, number one, we have a lot of road rage. That means stupid drivers, stupid people. Like, you send an email to someone with, like, every single bullet point, and then they reply back, and they're, like, asking a question that was answered 17 times 2 weeks prior. Like, there's so many directions within that. Did you have any in mind?
I mean, like, just usually on a daily basis, there's people that
there's always
just
something.
Tick me the fuck off. And it's definitely, work there's a heavy population of buffoons.
Yes, but that is also why we have jobs.
Yeah, I fear that we're too good at what we do sometimes and take on more work or take on stuff, and then people like to take advantage of that sometimes.
Yeah, and it's also like a control thing where it's like,
we're control freaks.
If I need something done right, I need to do it myself. But that's like the part that I'm having a hard time with in my job particularly, because like there's certain things that I physically can't do myself. Like, I have to hand it off to another
rely
team.
On someone.
And it's
the worst part.
That's when it all goes south, really. Let's be real.
Goes to hell in a handbag.
Like us.
We're
going down in a handbag.
No, actually. But, I mean, I just can't change that about us. Like, I don't know. Like,
and I don't want to.
Easily. No.
I don't want to.
Not happening.
No. So another thing that I feel has changed over time is our taste in music. So, well, in high school, Erica was hardcore rap and
Like
like
hip hop.
like all that type of music. It was exclusively played in the car. I was not opposed to it. Like I did enjoy it. I feel like I've always had a range of
Ladies
music.
and gentlemen, and maybe the one gentleman that's here with us. Keep in mind, this is circa 2014, 2015, 2016
was the prime, really.
Let's be real with ourselves.
That was the music that was coming out.
Hip hop,
trap
rap was incredible,
Fetty
amazing.
Wap, Drake, the
Kevin
Views
Gates,
album.
I mean, just everything was top tier, prime, relevant, and like
it was. And
it
since
was Coachella
then,
2016.
no, it was. And
that's how I feel.
Since then, it has not been the same. There has been nothing to top it. So like that also does play a part. But
is this just a part of getting old though? Because I feel like in your like late teens, early 20s is when you kind of tap out, like music wise. Like you keep reflecting back and saying, "Oh, that music from high school I love, and that's what I'll always love."
I mean, maybe. Anyway, my point is, you used to be dead against country. It would come on in the car. You're like,
I would have
shut it off.
Because get my banjo and my piano and my band and let's get a bottle of beer. Like that's like I don't want to listen to
now in your old age, you have come to realize that it's actually good and there's more out there than the bumfuck hillbilly country. And there's actually good quality country singers, and you know actually enjoy it now. And you went to concerts with me. You bought me country concert tickets for my birthday. You took me to Luke Bryan. You bought me those tickets to go with you
I did that.
and your mother.
That was great, except for until it wasn't.
Yeah, it was great until it wasn't. Long story short, we're never doing lawn seats at PNC again. Like we're done with that.
I mean,
it's just not worth it. It's not
fighting with people.
It's not worth the extra like $30 to get an actual chair.
And Brooke, next time take a piss in the grass before we go into the fucking place. Okay?
I prefer not.
Because the bathroom lines are ridiculous. Okay?
It wasn't even that bad.
Anyways, so what were we talking about?
I just was talking about music taste and how our music evolved.
The reason why I think country has started to play like a bigger role for most people is because there's artists that are genre hopping. Like Post Malone in the genre now. It's like, okay, we loved him. Like Bentleys and beer bongs and Bentleys, whatever that album is.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Loved it.
But it was very mellow yellow.
Yeah, but no. I mean, like that. His genre was more like R&B, hip hop. I don't know. Yeah, I guess kind of rap. Not really rap, but like now he's dabbling in country and he's bringing this new sound.
Beyonce dabbling in country.
Beyonce was huge. That was huge. That was such a big cross pollination of artists that again loved them and
pollination. Okay, B movie.
I love that movie. Me too. Okay, no one. The B movie is not talked about enough.
It's not. It's actually not talked about enough.
God, I love that movie.
No, I watched it so many times in the car, in the Trailblazer with the DVD players that popped down.
Honestly,
I loved that.
It has such a good message because isn't it about like in the beginning where it's literally like the bees just get churned out into different jobs that they have to do within the hive,
and they don't really have a choice.
They don't have a choice. It's just like, okay, here you go. Like this we have to do, and this is
what you do for the rest of your life. Jinx.
I honestly feel like the Bee movie is a lesson. It has shaped us, but it's a lesson for your early, mid, late 20s.
You know what? Let's do a rewatch. I think we deserve it.
We'll do a review.
Rewatch and debrief, review, whatever.
Fully. But yeah, no. So I think we were talking about the cross pollination of artists in different genres, and again, I think that's why country music is more like something that I'm willing to put on in the car and listen to. But yes, EDM
and then
music.
We went to Nashville. You loved it there. Live music is always better, though.
Who doesn't go to Nashville and not like it? I mean, listen, it is a clusterfuck.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, but it's a lot in a good way. It's fun.
You're there for a good time, not a long time. You have to go. Like I think 4 days is pushing it.
I did 4 days when I went after college. We were absolutely dead on the ground, not alive, but we were pretending like we were alive.
Like drinking for actually like approximately 17 to 18 of the 24 hours of the day for multiple days. Like that's what you're doing.
It's a lot. It's a big undertaking.
It's a really heavy undertaking.
It's fun, though.
But
we'll do it again. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
You know what else is a big undertaking?
Let's hear it.
Erika taking off her makeup after a night out. I made her do this the other night, and it was life-changing, was it not? Didn't you feel
so this
good?
is my toxic trait. We all have one.
Yeah.
Don't get me started, okay?
You can give it to me.
But I have no problem washing my face in the morning. I have no problem with that. But after a night out, actually, on any given day that I wear makeup,
it doesn't even matter.
Taking it off at night is arguably the most daunting activity that I've ever been faced with. And so then I end up falling asleep with my makeup on. Now, honestly, every time I wake up with my makeup on, usually people are like, oh my God, your makeup looks good, like after a night out or something. So then I'm like, yeah, you're honestly right. Like, how'd that stay on so well? Shout out Elf setting spray. That Brooke was just gagging on when I sprayed it in the bathroom before. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's a toxic trait. I know. It's not good
yeah,
for your
and
skin.
it's also like,
Years.
why do you bother with the silk pillowcases when you're just going to sleep with your makeup on? Like, that's so counterintuitive at that point. But here's the thing. You have to, like, it's a mind game. Everything's a mind game. You have to be like, this is going to feel so good. And, like, the reward is putting on your moisturizer and, like, your little serum and whatever. Yeah, so, like, you have to get the makeup off. And then you put on, like, some nice moisturizing face lotion or face mask. And you're going to feel like $1,000,000.
Yeah, and so Brooke has face masks and makeup from actually 2003 still in her fucking drawers upstairs. So I'm glad you're putting that nice moisturizer on after you've washed your face and it's all clean. That's probably toxic waste at this point.
Thank you so much. I actually want to rewind to a year ago when you actually helped me go through all my makeup drawers, so we don't have them anymore. Yeah, we should do it again. We should do it again, actually.
Because yeah,
I actually was going to ask you. I could use that right now.
Yeah.
I could use it's getting a little crowded.
So everyone's like obsessed with Dancing with the Stars right now.
Okay.
And like nothing triggers me more than these judges, honestly. Like I want Carrie Ann Inaba fired, right? Because of her terrible feedback. But I think just watching the show as a whole, I get triggered because it just gives me PTSD of like dance when we were younger and prepping and like I don't know. I love watching it, but
okay, I will say triggered. I feel like whatever Carrie Ann has to say, she's being factual. She's giving constructive criticism. Did you see her in
the episode where she was on drugs?
Okay, I didn't really watch that. I fast forwarded through that.
You haven't been as tuned in.
But just in general, on a not off, like out of your mind night, like that one, I know what episode you're talking about. But like on the average evening, what she's saying is correct, right? And she's giving constructive criticism. And however,
I was going to say she doesn't normally do that. Like I think she's giving feedback that I'm like, that's the stupidest thing. You're a judge. You should be giving way better feedback than that.
Yes, but also like we have to keep in mind the viewers at home. They don't know what anyone is talking about. So like I feel like the judges are dumbing down their comments, but regardless, like yes, you should be giving comments especially as you're later in the season because you want them to improve, right? Whereas this is something that we always talk about.
Right.
We felt good getting critiqued in dance because we knew that we were being watched and that our teachers cared about us enough to watch us and tell us what we needed to do to improve. Fair. We thrive off that shit. Whereas now, in today's society, they make you think that the criticism is bad. They're constantly booing Carrie Ann. And I'm like, all right, well, like, what she's saying isn't necessarily heinous.
No. I think that in the most recent weeks, she's been actually giving, like, good critiques. In the previous weeks, she was being very soft, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, wait, what happened to her?
So we're on the same page.
Bruno, too. Yeah, we're on the same page. I don't think we're understanding what
I
I'm saying.
wasn't understanding.
Like, I'm saying that she was being a little soft around the edges, and she never used to be that way. Same with Bruno. It's like, why? Like, you used to literally rip these people apart. Yeah. And honestly, that was super entertaining. Like, I agree. I liked seeing that side of them. Again, not all the time, but just, like, when it was warranted.
No, but exactly. And that's, like, our pivotal thing that we keep saying about like this generation and the media right now. It's
everyone's
like,
too soft.
Can everyone just take criticism? Like, not everyone is going to like what you have to say, and not everyone is going to like what you're doing, and that's okay. Yeah. Like, that's why everyone is different, and that's why like you're not married to every person that you meet. Like, You know, like, it's just, everyone has become very sensitive, and everyone needs to, like, chill out, because that's not how we were raised.
That you can be the juiciest peach, and someone's still not going to like peaches.
Yes.
Shout out Courtney Shields.
Yes, she always says that, and I do remember that. Yeah.
Shout out to Courtney Shields, influencer that we adore.
Oh my God, we love her. We followed her for years. She's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, so that really does ring true, though, right? Like, if you, I don't know, it doesn't matter.
Well, it also goes back to confidence, and like, you need to just be confident in yourself and your life and what you're saying and what you're doing, because other people's like chatter doesn't really matter.
That really plays into something that we've been discussing recently, where it's like, okay, well, I could sit here and harp on the fact that, I still live at home, and I, like, not in a relationship, and I, don't have a house, or, like, I don't, like, there's things that I want that I don't have and that others have, right? But there's always trade-offs with things, right? Because we talk about how if we didn't live at home, we wouldn't be able to travel as much as we did. We wouldn't be able to spend money on the things that we want to get, and not have to worry about, like, when my next paycheck's coming. Like, there's so much to be great, and spending time with our families. Like, this is a period of time that we can never. We're never going to
get that back.
So why not relish in that and really enjoy it and appreciate it, instead of like wishing it away or rushing it?
Yeah,
I think
we've been. Yes, I feel like, I don't know.
I've been trying to be better at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I've come to a place where I'm good with it, and I'm like at peace with it.
And my time's starting to close, and I'm getting extra sentimental about it.
I feel like for a while you were rushing it, and you were very like uncomfortable, and then you settled in, and once you settled in, and that's when everything happens. That's when everything works out for you.
When I stopped trying to
when you stop stressing
everything.
about it. Yeah, exactly.
It just naturally transpired, and the timing that was right. So timing is everything.
Yeah, and we'll do a whole
we don't need to get into that, but I just think it plays into
100%.
This concept. So
yeah. But anyway, everything happens for a reason, and we're meant to be exactly where we are right now, and that is coming to you live through our little podcast. So thank you for tuning in with us.
Yes, we're so glad to have you, and this was just a very like introductory kind of, I don't know,
light, airy,
peek under the tent.
Yeah. See what we're like, a kind of a snippet of all the different kind of topics that we'll get into. But we have a lot planned.
So much planned.
We do. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I mean, like, we talk about we do our vision boards every year. So like, we're going to talk all about that and manifestation. We're going to talk about the holidays, everything that comes with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, all of our travels and, like, again, career, outlook on life, like, mindset shifts, and just, like, anything and everything in our lives in our mid-20s right now.
Yeah. We're not experts.
Absolutely not.
But
nor do we claim to be.
Yeah, disclaimer. Not experts in this area whatsoever.
Negatory.
However, we just, like, want to have some fun, and
you know what, I think add a lot of value to like our friendship to one another, and to our friendships with all of our other friends that we do have, and like family members. Like, I feel that we are often people that people come to for advice, so why not share the wealth? So here you go.
Welcome to the Not
Sold Separately podcast. Bye guys, see you next time.